Kia ora, welcome to Bus Days. In this video I'm going to show you how to install an undermounted sink into a countertop. Now, like everything on this bus, it's going to be a mixture of recycled, repurposed and purchased bits and pieces. So for my clamps, the majority of my clamps, I have these. These are actually mounts out of the back seat from the bus. But I've only got 6 of them and I need a few more pieces, so I've bought a couple of just big washers. And in a spot where it's a little tighter, I've bought these little angle brackets. A bit more expensive, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off like about here, and my finger is here, and that will give me a piece that's maybe 20 mil high and whatever it is across, maybe 50 mils across, 50 mils across, 20 mils high. I can bolt down on it and it will form quite a nice clamp. In terms of bracing the clamps, I've cut plywood, and holding it down will be these really cool things. They're a screw and stud, so screws in like a coach bolt and has an M6 thread on the top. So we'll see how they go together, eh? First I'll show you roughly how it's going to look. I've flipped my bench over and I've positioned this sink where I'm going to put it. As I may have explained earlier, it was actually quite a lot larger sink. I cut the end off because it was broken. I bought it broken deliberately. So I'm going to attach a piece of waste plywood there. I'm going to put in 3 studs, one here, one in the middle, one there, and then I will use these clamps with the studs in the middle there. Need to drill the clamps out and bolt them down. So 3 on this side, 3 more on this side, and then a couple at either end. Should be enough to hold the sink and, you know, obviously the weight of water and dishes and stuff once it's full. I think I probably don't actually need that much, but that's what I'm going to use. So that will be these brackets on the sides, cut off as I mentioned. At this end I'll be using a couple of washers. They're a wee bit shorter than my recycled bus bits, and I want that because I want them to sit a little closer to the bench so that I've got room for my this will be the cupboard doors, and at the back I want these again to sit quite close to the bench so that they don't interfere with my tap. Or was it there? Maybe over here. Probably here. So that's what I'm about to do. Follow me through. So now I need to drill a hole for my tap, kitchen tap. It's going to go there, or maybe there. Actually, it could go out the window if it was here, and it could go there, or here. Crap, I don't know. I'm too scared to cut it anyway. Maybe later. So one of my problems is that this hole saw is nowhere near deep enough to cut through my slab. So how do I cut a 56mm deep hole with a 25mm hole saw? No idea. I'm going to have to come up with a new way to cut a hole for my tap. And here's our kitchen tap. It's one of those kind of pull-out types with, you know, an aerated jet or a spray thing. One of the cool things, it's got a pause button, which would probably be quite handy, you know, when you're about to try and fill a bowl or something with it. Everything else that comes with it, it's quite a nice looking black tap, but you'll have a better look at that once it's installed. So the base of this tap is around about 50mm, just under 50mm of threaded pipe. Now on a 56 or so mil bench top, that's not long enough. So what I'm going to need to do is to waste this away a little bit, or route it away a little bit to make it so that it's not so thick where the tap comes through. So as I did when I was cutting out the sink hole, I've built myself a little frame to run the route around the inside of, and I'm going to have a go at that now. So rather than bore you with the process of routing, I just did it. I don't know how deep it is, maybe about 20mm. It's actually kind of, it's not important. It was just a case of making it a little thinner to put the kitchen tap in. So that's what I've done. Now, the scary bit, I hate drilling holes, especially in such an important piece of wood, but I'm going to do it. That's going to be even trickier. I need a 32mm hole right in the, approximately in the center of this square. I don't have a 32mm drill bit. I do have a 32mm hole saw that is not near deep enough to cut such a hole. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the router to plunge a 1/2 inch hole down the center of that. 1/2 inch happens to be the size of this bearing on my radius corner cutting router bit. Now this router bit happens to have an external diameter of 32mm. So I'm going to plunge that down the 1/2 inch hole, and hopefully what I'll get from that is a 32mm routed hole. Let's see. So far so good. I have now a 1/2 inch hole, goes right through. Managed to do so without damaging the bottom surface, or more to the point, the top surface. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's take it out to 32mm. Because of the limited depth I can plunge this to, I will have to do it from both sides. So we'll see how that goes now. So here's the plan. My 9mm corner rounding bit, which is what I did to do these corners here, is now going to become a plunge cutter to cut a 32mm hole. Now it won't go all the way through, so I'll take it down as far as it goes, flip it over and do the other side. Now I'm doing the top first. So I've employed a very sophisticated surface protection method so that I don't put any unnecessary scratches on the surface with the bottom of my router. And I'm going to do that now. So far so good. It's actually left a really nicely radiused edge on the inside of there. Just a little bit left to go, so I'm going to do that from the other side now. So not best practice, Probably not even a good idea really. However, I have a hole. And check this out. It even fits. And that there is our kitchen tap. Pretty cool, huh? Now it's time to throw a sink in that hole. This is how it's going to be held down, or up, you might say. Just 8 clamps all the way around, braced against some plywood that's attached to the countertop, held there with studs. I hate silicone, and I've got too big a gap at the back of my sink to use silicone anyway, so I'm going to use this foam. Ready to go. So here's the sink installed with my foam seal around it. Foam seal squashed into place. Obviously the drainage isn't actually hooked up because I have no grey tank as yet. Throwing the tap in. Looks good. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's the sink done. If you want to keep watching, hit subscribe, like, all those buttons wherever they are, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Bye.